Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Comics Unlimited. This is the year-end celebration. 2022 was a great year, sad year too. So we're going to talk about that today, so stick around. Let me try to hit that button.
Welcome to the Comics Unlimited podcast with your hosts, Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davis.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Ted Davies. I'm an artist and author, best known for Retrieve, my book Remo 101, and Comics Unlimited. That I'm, over there. This guy right there. Who's this guy that we do this with?
I'm Glenn Fleming, a writer, artist, and publisher, and Ted and I produce Comics Unlimited, which is a nice 100-page quarterly magazine about comics, and you should all read it because that's why you're here.
That's absolutely the truth. And a lot of people have, thankfully. We've had a very, very good turnout with subscriptions and readership and everything else. We appreciate it. We do want to thank one of the sponsors here, Cashman's Comics, out in Bay City, Michigan. Check out everything that John's doing. A lot going on. 26 years in Bay City selling comics. So check out everything that John's doing. Say hello to Petey the Guard Dog as well. And buy a few things. He'll ship it worldwide as long as you pay for the product and the shipping. So it's been a crazy year, man. It's been really a crazy year. We've had major I don't know if losses is the right word. There's so many people that have died though through the course of this year on the comics industry side of things.
We've got at least 6,
yeah, which is again, they still have their work here and they're still inspiring people even after they moved on. But yeah, it's still George Perez, Neil Adams, to name a few, Tim Sales.
Tom Palmer, Oliver Frey, Kevin O'Neill, Alan Grant, lots of people.
Carlos. Let's see, we've had we've taken time in the books. We've put memorials in there, and I want to thank. I thank everybody on the team that did that because it was awesome. Thank you guys for the articles too that have been gracing the pages. It's just been a great experiment, but for me, it's been just a great. We've got some great publications coming out. I mean, I really appreciate it. I want to say good morning to Carl and Donna and Eric, and let's see, Damien's in the house. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, and the new one has been very well received as well too.
Yeah.
We've had a very good run with that. I don't know. I think it finished on a good on a high with the year though, as far as the publication. I know that we had like I said, quite a few deaths in the industry. What do you think? I mean, what was your overall scope of Comics Unlimited this year?
I think it's. I think it gets better every issue. I really believe that. Mm-hmm. And one of my hopes and wishes for the new year is that we can get it get more issues out, get it on the newsstand. That's the next thing I'm going to be looking at over the holiday into the new year.
Right.
I've got a few people I want to contact, so hopefully, because as everybody knows on this show and in the chat, and certainly on us two on the panel, we know that distribution is the key. It's the king.
Sure.
You can do what you want, but if nobody sees it, what's the point?
Right.
Right. As far as I know, there isn't another magazine out there like it.
No, not yet. I'm sure there's going to be copycats once we get it out on the stands. But
let's get it out there. But I don't worry about that. You can only do what you can do, and if other people do things, then it makes us work harder. So I don't have a problem with that. But I would like to see it. On the newsstand worldwide if we can, certainly in the United States.
Yeah,
because that's the difference, you see, because it's like the mailing out of it. If I was doing that, it's the postage, as you mentioned before. The postage just kills everything.
Sure.
Because it's crazy right now.
And I think that behind the scenes, I've talked to it pretty much in depth of how we're going to do it, and I think it's going to be done. It's just more so just getting it set up and everything promoted. I've got interest in it. Definitely, people here in the States want it. Stores want it here. So I'm the biggest thing, the printing of it and the storing of it and everything else. That's what's nice about the Amazon. But we're running into some things with Amazon now too, and I think we're getting to the point now where we're trying to cover all of our bases. So, but I think that definitely production, print in stores is going to be the next move.
Well, I found this with Crikey, excuse me, a decade ago, was that I had to, because of all the back issues and everything, I had to get rent a storage unit. Which is still there. It's I don't use it now, but it's about 4 miles away. So I've got to get to it. I've got to get stuff, and I ended up having 2 units, two little well, I want to say about the size of a bathroom. The locker just full of books,
and then you got to keep count of everything. I mean, there's a lot of things. There's a lot
of stock taking going on and all this kind of thing, and it becomes a full-time job. And as I said to you before, the only downside from my point of view from Comics Limited is that I don't contribute enough as I would like, because I'm too busy doing the rest of it. I mean, I enjoy doing it all, but I wish I could contribute more in terms of articles.
Well, and that's like I said, this is and we're working on it. I mean, it's just I just came on 2 issues ago, so it's like I'm trying to balance a few. I've got some. We're going to be pivoting a little bit in the new year. We talked about that, like I said, off camera. The storage units here, everything else that we've got, we've got the if you want to call it the warehouse set up. I mean, I've got that ready to go, and that's great. I think we're all set with that, but it's just more so the making sure that the issues have the not only the stores, but also the interest in it. What's nice about the Amazon is that you can just click it and people will buy it as it goes. And the other thing, I'm going to announce it here, if that's okay, with the PDFs. If you haven't noticed yet, the PDFs are on my website, teddaviesartistry.com. Just go to the shop. The last 2 that I've been involved with, 10 and 11, are on there for the PDFs for $3 a piece, which is really a no-brainer now. So if you're not looking for the ebook, if you're not looking for a paperback book worldwide, the PDF is there, and I'll just go ahead and purchase it there, and I will send it out directly to you via email.
And I'm working on getting the 1 to 9 on PDF as well. So
and we'll work that out.
That'll be in the new year.
Little growing pains, but that's part of it. We want to make sure that you guys are, for $3 and getting that is a great opportunity too, because I think that that eliminates like we talked about, the shipping. Some people still like it. I still like having I still like having a book. That's my, that's just me though.
Well, the thing is, you see, is that when people are going into comic shops now, I don't know what yours are called. That was his Forbidden Planet, basically, and Traveling Man. I'm desperate to attract the guy who goes in and thinks, wow, what's that? But if it's not there, obviously they can't do that.
And not everybody's going to go on Amazon. I mean, they do, but not everybody looks for. I mean, I get that.
The thing with Amazon for this issue, they're still blocking the ebook for some reason, and I don't know why. It's never happened before. We've got 10 issues up there on ebook, and it's still blocked. They keep sending me emails saying, "Oh, we're looking at it," and I've replied and said, "Well, we should look at it quick." It's costing sales. I don't know what I've done. I've probably done something wrong. So why don't they tell me what I've done wrong and I'll fix it?
Well, I know that there's a little bit of difference in the UK market versus the US market. I think that there's ways that there comes a point where you have to plan, and then there's a point where you have to execute. So we'll have to figure out exactly the pros and cons on all of it. And if you guys have any input on that, let us know. If there's any distribution ideas that you guys have, or anything, that is productive, we're always open to listen to that. I've got, like I said, there's a definite need for it here. A lot of people want it. A lot of collectors. I've had people ask me, hey, can we get it? Can we buy it at the local shop? Because a lot of people want to not necessarily promote Amazon necessarily. They want to promote the smaller comic book shops in the area. And I get that. And I totally understand it. And we want to satisfy all the needs on that as far as
and it's also the chicken and egg effect, isn't it? Because when we get into the shops, we can tell people who want to advertise we're in 50 shops.
Correct.
So we get advertising.
Correct.
I don't think I think people are put off by the fact that it's on Amazon and not as many people will see it, and you can understand that.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that don't shop Amazon. I do, but not, but that's neither here nor there. It really just, we want to make it so it's available to people. Omniversal asks, is the ebook everywhere or just in the UK?
No, everywhere.
Everywhere. The PDF is available, like I said, at teddaviesartistry.com. We can get that out to you email wise. The ebook, we should have things.
Yeah. All you've got to do is go to Glenn B. Fleming on Amazon to my page, and you'll see it, and it tells you there. You can even offers a hardback cover now. Yeah. You can get your printed softback cover, and you can get the ebook from Amazon. And like Ted says, the PDF will be on his site soon, and I'm working on putting them on either your site or to my site or both,
right, or whatever.
Whatever we do. Yeah. I think we should do it to both in the end, because we can both promote and cross promote and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I've got to work on that for the new year.
Omniversal meant the problem with the ebook is only in
sorry,
the problem that we're having.
The problem is the problem, so it's everywhere. It just says blocked on my panel.
Right. And that's why we have websites, so that we've got, this part of the internet. You want to make sure that you have avenues that are, you are the gatekeeper, you know what I mean, on a lot of this. And that's we try to make sure that we have options. So if it doesn't pan out with the one site, then we do it on the other. So we try to make sure that it's, but that's part of it, like I said, growing pains. But one of the best things about the article about the books that we've been putting out, I think, are the articles, that we've brought in from other creators, independent creators like Joe and like
Tony,
Damien, and Tony
Ingram.
Yeah, we've done so many, bringing people and really good articles. Randy Zimmerman, and it's just been great. I mean, it's been kind of a collective of creatives that I've been really proud to be having part of the book.
One of the best things for being in charge of the layout and I do all the layouts and everything, and what goes in, decide what goes in. One of the best parts of that is that if ever I get around to doing anything, I can drop it straight in, which is what I did with my tribute to Ros Kirby as an unsung hero, because it would have been Ros's 100th birthday back in September 22nd, I think.
And that's going to be the one that everybody is going to base the Ros on, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Once it gets out.
Well, I always think astronaut Charlie Duke, Apollo astronaut, 10th man on the moon, Charlie Duke, said to me, aim high. So, aim at the stars, you might hit the roof. So I try and aim high, and I thought, well, who's the greatest unsung hero in comics as far as I'm concerned? And it has to be Ros Kirby. So I aimed at the moon and I hit it, and everything's downhill from now, folks.
You got your Kirby book handy there, so you can brag a little bit.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, there it is. This is my book about Jack Kirby, my visits to Jack Kirby. You can get this through me, and you also get a DVD of me talking with him in his studio. So
it's awesome. Best book that you did about Jack. It's the best one out, the best one. And you spend 2 days with Jack and Ros.
Yeah, it's full of photographs and all sorts of stuff. Carl
say just ordered issue 11 off of Ted Davies Artistry. Thank you very kindly, sir. I'll get that out to you. And that's that's the power of having a press. That's a huge thing. 300 years ago for me. I mean, now it's like it's amazing what we can do and what we can bring to the market. And that's I'm just glad that we were able to do it. I'm glad that you and I came up with the idea to do it, to work together and try to get it to the point where it's worldwide now, literally, and it's going to be on the shelves. So
yeah, it goes to New Zealand. Can't get much further than that.
Yeah, right.
You're on your way back, aren't you? If you go past New Zealand, especially from where I am.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you guys have anything, if you've purchased the books, if there's something that you guys like about it, or many things that you like about it, talk to us in the comments, even if it's on the replay, if you're not live here. One of the other things that I really liked about it is that we've got it's diversified. There's a lot of different viewpoints. Certain people have certain collections that they like, or certain artists, certain writers. I talk about in the last article, I talked about listening to your comic elders. Listen to people, don't just blow it off, because you might hear something that you didn't know anything about from another collector. You might find something that you really enjoy. I mean, that's one of the reasons I found Hellboy. I was really interested in it, but I didn't really know much about it until I really started listening to other people talk about it. And now he's, rest is history. He's my favorite.
If you read the best articles for me are by Tony Ingram. Writes the best articles because he's very neutral in his writing. Yes. I think you can see he appreciates certain things like Judge Dredd and things like that. But when he writes about artists or the magazine or writers or whatever, he's very neutral. Yes. And I think he doesn't hide from anything. He's very transparent. He doesn't ignore things he doesn't agree with.
Yes,
he brings it in, and that's one of the best things about Tony's work. And I've got him busily writing now, issue 12, is it?
Yeah.
So he's. I told him, no Christmas for you, lad. You got to get this stuff done.
Right. Or the next issue is going to be out February, right?
Yeah. Sometime in February.
Yeah. So we'll figure out that, and we're going to be taking a month off. We're not going to be on for about a month. There's a lot of things happening. You got an Indiegogo coming up. You got some things that are happening with Hatch, correct?
Yeah, I'm getting issue 2 out. It's been finished for ages. Hatch, what's up? I'm working on lots of things for that. I'm working on the campaign right now. I'm working on the pledges and the perks and whatever they're called and all that stuff. I've got some really interesting stuff in there, which I'm not going to reveal.
Yeah. Okay.
Until the day, and I'm working on some little films about it, promotional films and all that kind of thing. That's
awesome.
Busy, yeah.
That's good. I'm looking forward to having that on my shelf. How you doing, Joe? Good morning. I need to work on my next one. He's talking about the article. Seems like I'm doing editorials instead of informational articles, not being critical, but making the reader think. Well, you do a good job, though. I tell you, you've got some.
Whatever you do, Joe's great.
You've got, and your wealth of knowledge just on Wonder Woman alone is staggering. I mean, that should go in a book. DC should pay you to write a history of Wonder Woman book. That would be awesome. I'm just throwing it out there. So.
Well, I keep telling Randy to finish his history of comic books because his brain works with all that stuff.
It's just amazing.
He just pulls up all this stuff from that, but he's not just from his time, from before his time. He knows all this stuff, and it's just amazing. You go into something, you think you know a bit about something, and you just shut up when it's on because you're wasting your time. Because
I'm on some of the shows with you guys. I'm just like, I'm just sitting there listening.
You're wasting your time, Miranda, because even when you tell him something where he's wrong, he still convinces you that he's right.
Yeah. He's a wealth of knowledge. You both are. Will Eisner, you ended up meeting Will. Right?
Yeah.
And so did Randy. Randy knew him pretty well, and that's my claim to fame. Just adjacent to you guys, right? Yeah. What did you say about I shook the hand of a man that shook Jack Kirby's hand or something like that?
He was on a panel with Dave Gibbons, and it was fascinating because Dave Gibbons drew Watchmen, so he can draw a bit. And they were taking questions, and then all of a sudden they started talking to each other. So 50 people were sitting there listening to these two comic guys talking to each other. Right? Wow. It was I thought it was great. People were getting up and walking out. I couldn't believe it.
Really?
I thought, well, what are you listening to? What do you want from this? But anyway, so after it finished, everybody's piling out to the next event, and I went out the door, and there was Will Eisner. And he's only this small guy, and he's probably about, I don't know how old he would be then, 70s probably. And I went to him and And I said, Will, and he says, yeah. And I put my hand out, and he took my hand and shook his hand. And I said, that was great. I said, but I just wanted to shake the hand that shook the hand of Jack Kirby. And he just threw his head back. He thought that was brilliant. And then he got called away. I was going to talk to him, and then he got called away for another panel and all that kind of thing, But yeah, and you think it's the same with Kirby. When I got to Kirby's house, I tell you, I think he was only about 5'6", 7", Jack. He wasn't very tall at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him, and the first thing I thought, the same with Will Eisner, all that stuff came out of that person. All that, especially Jack, Galactus and the Surfer and all these people, all these, and they're these little guys, little men, and Jack, you know what Jack Kirby's art's works like. When the fist flies, the world disintegrates, doesn't it? Sure. And there is this little guy, it was just amazing. And these are the best ever, I think. I think it'll be a long time before if ever we get anybody like these people.
The era, the whole, and that's the power of that's why we're doing Comics Unlimited. There's so many stories behind the stories, that's it.
Well,
and your passion for it is evident.
We can't run out of things to say, because there's 150 years of comics on this side of the Atlantic, and there's 150 years of your side. So never mind Japan and Australia and all the other places in the world, Brazil, Spain, and the European thing. There is a collective of 300 years of artwork and stories and comics to go at. It will outlast us. We won't be able to discuss all of it.
All we can do is make sure that we're implementing, our talents, hopefully to promote it even more. So it's still relevant.
I just thought my work can be around as long as theirs is.
It is. They'll be talking about you. They'll be talking in a good way.
Yeah, people talk about me all the time, but it's not good. I don't think. But anyway, I'll tell you about that later. Next doors.
Okay.
I'll tell you about that later.
Okay. Off camera. So we got a lot planned for the next year. I think that there's the best is yet to come, but we've got, like I said, a lot happening. And I know that we were talking about doing some subscriptions and a few other things that are going to be coming down the pipe possibly. So any input, guys, if there's anything that you guys want to see that we're doing, let us know. Hopefully you're liking the kind of the sidetrack a little bit of the books that we've been bringing in to show you, the Hal Foster and that type of thing. That would be, we like to show something a little bit more of what's in our libraries.
We do have a sister magazine called Super Spies.
Yes.
Super Spies and Secret Agents. That's also on my page on Amazon. You should check that out. I think that's better than Comics Unlimited, because I just love. It's all about spy work. It's about Uncle, Bond, all the usual Alman Flint, all that kind of stuff. And there's some humorous pieces in there. I wrote a piece about this guy called X20 from Stingray. Jerry Anderson's puppet show. And about what a buffoon he is, and his wooden acting, and it's a nice little magazine. Try that. I think Carl got Super Spies.
I think he did.
He got that one.
And like I said, they're going to be more readily available. We'll figure out the game plan on that and get a definite, and then we'll announce it and make sure everybody has a definite advantage to get it. So, and then of course, we're going to be offering advertisements in the book next year, more in depth, so that you guys will know quarter, half, full page ads, and it'll be good. I think it's going to be a good avenue for everybody to partake in. So, thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunities you've given me this year, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being on air with you. Learn something new every time, from our sessions, if you want to call it that. Sessions. Is a good word. And this, just the way that these are done. I mean, it's just such a pleasure to be. It's great because it's documented. We've got things down that I would have forgotten about. I would have forgotten about a lot of the creations or a lot of the creators and the storylines. And I would have just forgotten about them, because I'm moving on to other things. I'm creating my own stuff. So, it's been awesome, because for me, I look back on it now and it's like, wow, and I'm part of this too. This is great.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a real pleasure. So thank you very, very much, Glenn. I appreciate it. Thank you everybody for being part of it too, purchasing it, promoting us, and being part of this whole adventure. It means a lot to me, and I mean, I know it means a lot to Glenn. So
yeah. When are we back on next?
We're going to be back on in February, first week of February, first Thursday of February. We'll be back. I don't have the date in front of me. I don't even have a calendar for next year. I got to figure that out. I've got it on my online, but I don't have it written. I usually have one of the table calendars.
It's February the 2nd. February the 2nd.
Okay, February the 2nd. February 2nd. We'll be back.
That's the first Thursday.
Got it. That was nice. Universal. They're done in archival fashion that makes you want to save them. That's awesome. Thanks. Well, I appreciate it. I mean, they're volumes. That's what it should be. And I think that eventually we'll probably do trades for the year, maybe, possibly.
Yeah. Yes.
I'd love to do something like that with a few extra bonuses on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much is happening. I've got a lot of ideas of good ideas of how we can make it even better. So, yeah. So that's about it, man. We're just trying
exciting year ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, we're sorry to hear and be part of everyone that has passed on, but I'm glad that we've got the record of and their talents and their of their work. Yes. Yeah. And it's been, like I said, this year has been really a knockdown for a lot of but in looking at it too, a lot of them, Perez wasn't old. I mean, he was not old. Yeah. He was under 70, and that's just way too young. Neil Adams, he had a pretty good run. I mean,
18.
Yeah. So, and like Tim said, I mean, so young, and it's just heartbreaking to see these people. But like I said, at least they've got, I know some artists that aren't even recognized in their lifetimes, that have passed away, that hundreds of years later, they get to their applause.
And it's not right, is it?
No, it's not. And, we're fortunate enough to see in comics they're recognized before they pass. They've had a career that is, and that's good for me, good enough for me that we only have a certain amount of time here as it is. And I think that that's a super important thing. And I'm glad that we documented it in our books.
You have to remember that we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. Long time in the ground. Yeah. So that's,
forever.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so the Comics Unlimited will live on here. We're moving into the next year. Hopefully everybody has a good, safe holiday season, a good New Year's, and a very profitable and healthy New Year. Glenn, you included in that. And
you as well, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But just remember this before you go. Just remember that this program or podcast with you, I've been doing a couple of years now. Getting on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Those signals still haven't reached Proxima, the nearest star. And they will continue forever. So if somebody at the side of the universe in 1 trillion years has got some kind of receiver, they'll be seeing us. Maybe they're seeing us now. Maybe we're living. This is
across the universe.
A billion years from now.
Maybe. So this is a great way to end it too. Universal says that CU is an investment.
Yeah.
So how about that, huh? I'll take that.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much. I know Glenn does too. Glenn, thank you again, sir. You're the man. So that's all I can say about it. So, yeah.
No, this is the man. This is
the man. Well, yeah.
Well, no, he's not a man, is he? He's a god, isn't he?
Yeah, that's true. True. Thanks again, guys. We will talk to you soon. Like I said, have a good holiday season and be safe out there. Do something good for somebody, like we always say. And
be careful driving today because -8 here.
It's lousy here in Michigan too. It's icy and it's yuck. But that's the winter. So we will talk to you guys soon. Try to have a great week and a great holiday season. And we'll see you in February. Thanks again, guys.
Welcome to the Comics Unlimited podcast with your hosts, Glenn B. Fleming and Ted Davis.